Hey, welcome to the Angel Channel, your weekly soul spa here. Yeah, I'm very happy to have a special guest this evening, a really good friend of mine, Rebel Yogi Satya. He's a badass yoga instructor up in New York, and we're going to go deeply into breathing tonight, and keeping in practice with the concept of the show. We're going to do some live practice. Satya is going to share some techniques with us. I'm super stoked about that. So we're shaking up the format a little bit this week, and it'll be a little different, but I think you'll have a lot of fun. And please, hey Alana, hey Inga, glad you could be with us. So that's pretty cool. I want to send out a happy birthday wish to my good friend Frankie. Frankie's a really unique and intense soul, and I love her very much. So happy birthday. Hope you're having a really, really great day. I'm getting ready to got all the promo pieces put together to start pitching the light painting and the fire thing I'm going to do with Alana, and really happy to start getting that out there. So if anybody out there has anybody having parties, corporate things, HR people they know that would be good, please send it on and let me know. And I'd love to encourage everybody tonight, especially while Satya's here, like he's great with questions, and sometimes we come up with stuff to tell and talk about, but like, really, really good questions spur the conversation at the deeper levels than we had anticipated. So if something spurs your mind, please join the chat. Linda Martin, how are you, man? Okay, before we get started, always want to thank my sponsor, Fried Okra TV. My friend Ernie and the guys at Fried Okra just do some really amazing work, great documentaries, corporate videos, photography, you name it. Yeah, it's just some really unique work. So super appreciate the support, you guys, and believing in us before we're, up in the stratosphere. And I really appreciate you helping us stay on the air and keep up to date with all of our stuff, and deep, heartfelt gratitude for that, right? All right, let's see. Yeah. Okay. This is another thing I really want to encourage everybody to do, and I would love your input on this. Like, making the show a practice show has been really great for me, and like doing our weekly groundings are really intense, and I really enjoy those, and they're really very productive for us, for me. So I always leave the show feeling better and energized, man. I wind up staying up all night most of the time because I'm just so charged up and jacked. So let me know, like at the end of the groundings and like the energy work, if you leave the show feeling better than when you showed up, I'd love that feedback. And if you don't, share that with me as well. Like this little billboard thing. Patty, what's up? Hey, Diane, nice to see you. Glad you could show. Yeah. So, breathing, a hugely under thought about part of your living. You just do it automatically, but the truth of the matter is your breath is like the infusion of new life every time you take it. It comes in with fresh energy. It's not just, there's a chemical thing going on. There's oxygen being taken in and carbon dioxide being expelled. So there's a whole chemical reaction, but there's also a reaction energetically that happens with that as well. And with each of those breaths, you're pulling in this fresh batch of energy to replace what's already been used and flows out. So for a long time, the sages and magical people of the world have been using pattern breaths and different types of breathing. I mean, there's hundreds, probably thousands and thousands of different kinds of breathing, all of which have specific effects, both mentally and psychologically and physiologically. It does things to change uh, your heart rate, your breathing rate, your blood pressure. That all of that gets affected by different kinds of breathing sequences. In addition to doing things with your energy with those, like one of the ones we do on here all the time is a sequence where it's 4 in, 8 out, 6 in, 12 out, 8 in, 16 out. And that sequence, if you focus on it, is amazing for creating healing energy and having your hands get really hot and just full of healing juice. I've used that for over a couple decades now, and it's a real beast. It's really good. And there's all kinds of sequences that do other things, like the one we do 2 versions. We do a 4 in, hold for 2, 4 out. We also do a 4 in, 4 hold, and 4 out. And both of those are about like getting anxiety down like really fast, like you have some traumatic thing or some just you're on the edge, going into your breath and controlling that and going into that sequence isn't just about like taking your mind away from what's happening, but it actually makes your energy in a more balanced and centered place, and you find yourself more prepared to deal with what's ever going on. And panic and anxiety, no good, Mr. Lilac, no good. So we're going to be talking about how to do that from a yoga perspective tonight, and I'm super stoked to have Satya on the show. Actually, Patty and Jack are here tonight. They're the people I met going on over 2 years ago now, and invited me to their Tibetan bowl meditation that they have every Friday morning, and that's turned into a weekly I have to event because it just takes me to this crazy place. And we do like we do on here, we do a breath thing, and then Jack is like a master of the Tibetan bowls, and every one of those just a unique trippy journey that I've come to really like need. So anyway, Satya's, I met Satya through that group, and what a crazy whole group, and that's kind of where I got the initial idea that like a group dynamic could be happening, which is what we have happening here. And every time we connect, we create sacred space. There's this crazy group dynamic that is happening where all of our energy is connected in this kind of circular vortex. And that was happening in the Tibetan bowl thing for me, and that was one of the first things I noticed. And what's crazy is all those people, all the crazy people that show up for that, they're all like on different frequencies, but they're all kind of like harmonious. And because everybody's sort of going for the same thing, there's this unified kind of focus about it that takes it all, and it's like this beautiful chord of music that just swirls around. So anyway, I met Satya there, and Satya is definitely the rebel, the rebel yogi. We'll be talking about this in just a second. He's written a book that's about to come out this fall called "Enlighten the Fuck Up," which, like, just from the title, we can get so serious about all of this and like elevated about what it is, instead of just staying in the down to earth. And that's why I'm excited about Satya being here tonight too. He and I kind of share okay, that's really great theoretically, now how do I like apply this to my life? So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring on my good friend and the rebel yogi himself, Satya. So
Brian, I had a big smile the whole time during your thing. I almost wanted to just sit back and watch the show. It was so enjoyable. So I appreciate you and all you bring to the table.
Well, thanks for showing up, man. And I'm so excited about tonight. It's going to be really cool. Before we jump into that, I think one of I love your background, and there's a lot of new people for tonight. So would you please just share kind of where you came from and how you got started and where you're going right now?
Yeah. I was always grounded in this plane. I was a very good athlete growing up, and I loved physicality and moving my body and doing all that stuff. I got into yoga really just because I was never stretching, and I knew I had to, and I just couldn't get into a discipline of that. So yoga was a nice structure. I followed a videotape back then that will age me a little bit, but 20 minutes a day. And I started finding that if I could be under stress and find my breath and find my balance under stress, under a controlled situation like that, maybe that could apply outside in the world, with a little more work. And that's where I'm more interested. Rather than getting into gymnastics postures, I'm more interested in, can I keep my grounding? Can I keep my peace under high conflict? So I did compete in Chinese full contact kickboxing for 7 years. And that was one of the reasons, was like you were saying, I was like, I don't want to just punch air. I want to know, can this work? Under controlled circumstances. I'm not going to the bars having fights. That doesn't make sense, But under controlled circumstances, can this work? And also what I was very interested in was, can I keep my peace during the most heightened, someone punching, kicking at you, can I keep? I'm not honestly sure I ever fully mastered that. I got close and not, but yeah, so that's where led me to today, where I've had through my practices, certain openings and understandings. And so I think a real question we can all ask, this is a deep.
Oh, we lost you. Oh, man.
We still here?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but yeah, there we go. We're back.
Yeah, I was just saying a very transformational question, and I learned this through life coaching also, but through our practices, no matter what situation you want to be, more than like, I want to be the best fighter, or I want to be rich, or I want to be this, is I want to be enlightened, is who do you want to be? Like, who are you bringing, any actions you take, is this the man I want to be?
Right.
If not, maybe I win a fight or I win an argument, but is that the man I want to be? Is to create chaos or to create harmony? And I'm not saying either choice is up to you. You can play with both, but who do you want to be? And I think this is an important question for all our energy work. And I say the same thing as a personal trainer to anyone. Why are we doing anything? In the gym, are you doing that to get stronger? Are you doing that to look different? Are you doing that for movement patterns and understanding the body in that kind of flow? Because they'll all be different in what we do. So why are we doing this energy work? Are we doing it to get high? Are we doing it to heal the body? Are we doing it to explore what the hell, to relax, So we'll play with a few different energy breathing patterns, and we'll see they might have different effects on us. Some might be surprising.
So how did you make the transition from martial arts to yoga, and share some of the actual physical benefits that has manifested for you?
Yeah. So when I transitioned, it wasn't like I'm done with martial arts, now I'm doing yoga. I was doing them both. And one thing that I thought was really interesting about understanding breath, whenever we gassed out, when you got tired in the ring or whatever, the coach would always be like, more boxing rounds, more mileage running, it was always about that. But I understood from my yoga background that a lot was our breathing, at least for me, that if you have a bathtub with a hole in it and you could go pour more water and make it faster, turn the pipe this way, but that's actually, if you're not breathing properly, you're going to be much more fatigued under those situations, under stress. So I saw the balance about how the breath work can actually help under tension to keep your center, how you breathe. Yeah. So that was one thing. So at a certain point, though, you can only fight so much before you're getting tired of being beaten up and achy and going to work with black eyes and being like, So at a certain point, I realized it was time for me to step back because I fought a guy I fought before and I beat him based on experience, but I also knew I had one foot out the door, that I wasn't fully present. And if the guy had a little more skill or a little something, it's not the place you want to be. You always want to be at the peak of your, attention, awareness, commitment, And I will say, even with our breathing, that what is pranayama in the yoga arts? What is that breathing? It's not just breathing exercise, although it is. It's energy exercise.
Exactly.
And it's also awareness, breathing with awareness. From the Kriya Yoga tradition I come from, that was always it. They would call it, this yoga is action with awareness, and the breathing is with awareness. So I think when we do any pattern, we think about how is this breath affecting us, but I think it's really a lot is about bringing our awareness to stuff. Yeah.
So, do you use those patterns as I do to, like create specific effects? Like, how do you make your selection on what you pull out of your bag?
In the Kriya Yoga tradition that I was initiated in, there was different patterns that we learned, a lot of them, but there was on the daily, there was a rotation during the week of different pranayamas, different meditations. And so those, there is a point where I'm like a kid in a candy store too. I like to play, I like to I get this pendant and I get this, and I like to see what everything does. I'm curious about, But when it comes down to it, I'll go back to the martial arts. Most people are winning fights with a cross or jab or roundhouse kick. They're not necessarily doing the jump spinning hook kicks, And I'm not saying if there's people who are master at, anyone can watch MMA and see some amazing techniques, But it's really the basics of just mastering a basics that really, they say that we focused a lot of times on all the 80% of things, but if we just focus on the 20% that gives us the most backing, the 80% of results, that's where we really need. So I think I found a few patterns that are more comfortable for me or I like, and it's part of that tradition. And so that's where mostly I select, but I like playing once in a while with different patterns as well.
Yeah, it's fun experimenting too. Like, I wonder what would happen if I combined these.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where half the stuff I've come up with is really that's in my own personal cosmology. I don't know about you, but I've studied lots of different currents, and you grab the little pieces out of that are kind of for you, and slowly you build your own little unique cosmology, with all your little gimmicks in it.
I think that's I think most people hold on to a pattern and they never break from it. An example in Osho, the radical mystic Osho, he talked about dynamic meditation, and the breathing pattern was chaotic at one point in it. There was 5 parts. It was, and so anyone can you don't have to be a master. You don't have to know or read anything. What would that pattern do for most of us? If we just think about doing all that chaotic stuff, it would stir a lot of craziness, it would stir up.
Yeah. And anxiety and all of that. Yeah.
So he had each of his meditations, multi-part, usually had a cathartic element. So that was to stir stuff up. Then you get it out with some cuckoo stuff, screaming and doing all this. And then eventually you'd have what would be more a traditional meditation. So, but he said, you doing that to get a lot of the crap out of you. At a certain point, if you get all the crap out of you, you don't need to do dynamic meditation anymore. And there's people who's like, I've done it for 2 years straight. And it's like, that's not really, now you're disciplined for what, again, the question, why are you doing it? For discipline. There's something useful about discipline, but if a tool no longer serves you, it's time to put it back in the tool.
Well, the discipline's the tool to the thing, not the thing itself.
Say again, the discipline is?
The discipline is the tool to get somewhere, not the end in and of itself.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the reason, just to be doing it, just to be proving your discipline is okay. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
All right, so part of our show every week is doing a little energy charge up, a little grounding, create some sacred space. And then I usually go into a meditation or card, and we'll do the live readings at the end of the show. By the way, anybody out there that wants a reading, get in the chat, sign up now. I'll be happy to give you a reading at the end of the show. So what I thought we could do tonight is let's do a charge up, a little grounding, a charge up, and we'll create some sacred space, and then we'll turn it over to you, and we'll do the breath practice. All good?
Sounds good.
All right. All right, let's go inside. Just kind of close your eyes, and we're going to start with 3 really deep cleansing breaths in through your nose and pack it in, and use your solar plexus, use your diaphragm to pull that air in. And when you get to the edge where it feels like you're already full, pack it in a little more and then push out with force. And with each one of these breaths that we do, I want you to leave the world outside out there. And with each one of those, just relax yourself and go closer and closer and closer to the blank space. As a matter of fact, if you just want to focus on the word blank so that there's nothing else there, that would be really good. Okay. All right. In through the nose. First one, inhale. Really pack it in. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with force. All right, one more. Inhale. Really pack this one in. Exhale and release. All right, we're going to go inside ourselves in our solar plexus where the little spinning sun that is the core of who we are is. And I want you, with your intent, to reach out to the edges, all parts of your body, and draw your energy in. As we breathe on the inhale, pull all of the energy. I want you to bring it all into your solar plexus, okay? All right, so let's begin. Really nice inhale. Focus your energy on pulling that energy into your solar plexus. There you go. And it's spinning like a little sun. Each breath you take more, and the sphere gets bigger. And the more you take, the more you can take the next time, and just keep filling it up until it just gets bright. You could light your room up with it. All right, now I want you to take that energy with your intent and push it out in all directions, out into your light body. And I want it to be like you're just turning on the light switch in your aura and just make that thing sparkly and bright. All right, here we go. Push your energy out. Don't worry about, it feels weird. Just push your energy out and imagine you're just glowing, just radiating out rays of energy in every direction, 360 degrees. All right, now we're gonna do an annotated version of this evening. If you're in the mood and you're feeling gooky and you want the full version, just last week I did a really in-depth version of this grounding. Okay, we're gonna ground each of the 4 bands: the earth, water, air, and fire. We're going to start with the 4th band out here. And that's where your energy interface is between the upper astral and the energy swirling around you and your bands that you live in right now. All right. And this is all about energy. So I ground any negative energy of any kind of my own construction or anyone else's in this frequency or any other. And I want you to take some of that juice out now that you're all bright, and I want you to just scrape down through your aura and just have your hands be magnetic, and anything, any little gooks in there that have clung on from going out in the world or any interactions with people, you're just pushing them down into the ground. Just making yourself pristine and sparkly. All right, I ground any negative emotions of any kind of my own construction or anyone else's in this frequency or any other. And this band is where the most intense part of your energy lives. It's why it's the biggest one. It's like a couple feet, 18 inches, 2 feet out from your body. Every second of your life, you're getting input from your senses, and your senses are reacting all the time, even in your sleep, in your dreams. And all of those reactions are ripples in your second band. So you're always creating this energetic, always in motion ocean, turbulent sea of energy. All right, so we're going to go through there, and we are going to address, I ground any anger, and really put some intent in your hands. Don't just wave them around. Put some energy in there and scrape through resentment, pain, deceit, apathy. Oh man, okay, this one. And you know who I'm talking to right now. Deep, soul-searing grief, pain of loss. It's not who you are. Let's give one more scrape to that. And let's add fear. The great chameleon disguises itself in so many ways. All of it. Lead a fearless life. All right, I ground any negative mental energy of any kind, of my own construction or anyone else's, in this frequency or any other. I ground any unused patterned energy, any negative mental energy of any kind, obsessive thinking. Yeah, really kind of focus around your temples and your third eye. Circle thinking, circle thinking, circle thinking, circle thinking. Oh man, the great killer. Negative thoughts sent by me, negative thoughts sent by others. And last but not least, gossip. Ooh, nasty, nasty, nasty. All right, I'm going to go to the earthbound. That's a place where things materialize in the real world. I ground any negative blockages. I ground any negative material blockages of my own construction or anyone else's in this frequency or any other. I ground any negative blockages that relate to my home, my place of sanctuary, my safety. I ground any negative blockages in the material world relating to my job, the place where I earn a living. I ground any negative blockages relating to my finances and money. These are all just bits of energy without any intent or malice, just gooky, like products of our thoughts and where we go in our minds to create things. Okay, I ground any negative blockages in the material world related to my health and my physical body. Concentrate on this one. Fill yourself up with golden healing energy as you scrape down. I ground any negative blockages relating to my health and my physical body. I ground any negative blockages in the real world related to current plans or future plans in the works. Awesome. All right, now that we're all sparkly, let's do the charge up. This is the best part. Reach right down to the center of the earth where the core is spinning against the mantle, creating this massive amount of electromagnetic goodness. And it's so deep in the earth, it's not tainted by any other influences at all. It's just pure, unadulterated, creative potential. And I want you to just think about like massive straws on the bottom of your feet that go all the way down, stick into that energy. And with each intake of breath, I want you to pull up a big batch of that. Let it just flow up your legs and fill up your solar plexus. All right. Intake, inhale, pull up that juice. Just imagine it, just electric blue, crackly. Oh man. I've been doing this for so long, it happens really fast for me. And I go until I get the goosebumps, and then I know I'm full. And that's energy, that's potential for you to do anything, to create your own universe, to use your light to shine out into the world in any way you want. All right, let's create some sacred space. I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. Happy, happy, happy. We come together again to create our sacred space, our circle of light. We invite all the angelic energies to be with us this evening, to share their joy, their love, and their wisdom. We create our circle of safety. All of our souls connected in the light. We ask to have eyes to see, ears to hear, and the wisdom to understand. And with absolute gratitude, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. Ooh, yummy. All right, Satya. When you come back, bro, I know it's like you get in deep. So let's just take a second to come back to reality. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use Patty's little thing right now. Just spread that energy all over us. Turn it over to you, my brother.
Just as we start, I just want to share a very cute, earthy thing. So my hands were like this, not an Illuminati sign, or if it is, it's more of the light than of some darkness.
That's a mudra.
On my lap. And my dog came over, a new dog, 3 weeks, and she put her snout right in that space. I thought it was pretty fun. So gave me that joy. And I think there's something to explore. I think you always have, Brian, this wonder, and that's what a lot of the masters have talked about, this wonder like a child, like what's going to happen, this excitement. And I think a lot of us make everything about discipline, ritual, and there is that, but we can still have some kind of joy, or like it was hard for me when she put her face there not to feel so light and joyous, So let's play with that. We'll follow certain disciplines, but we'll also have fun with the exploration.
Absolutely. Okay. I feel like a kid in a sandbox.
Yeah, no, I know you always do. So one of the first pranayama exercises I want to do for a couple of reasons. One is that it will also help you with all your pattern breathing. Say it's like the 4-8, the 8-16, where it starts getting long and you're like, I'm running out of breath. How do you do it? So it will help with that. And this is called Ujjayi pranayama. It's often paired with vinyasa yoga or yoga postures.
Would you say that again slowly?
Ujjayi pranayama. I could be off on the spelling, but it's kind of like Ujjayi, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. And so this is, we can call it noisy breathing. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to guide you through. We'll take, just like Brian kind of does with the cleansing breath, we'll take a full breath in and out just to let go. And then we're going to play with this kind of breathing. It's pretty much like you're just breathing, but two things. On the way out, we're going to contract the vocal folds. How do we, that sounds very technical. We're going to do it like we're fogging a mirror, like. So we'll do one out our mouth, then we'll do it through our nose. On the inhale, you're going to almost imagine like you're sucking through a straw. Not necessarily with your mouth, but it could be through the nose, but almost like that slight in the back of your throat or something that you're slightly contracting. So you almost feel that straw feeling. Okay, we'll go right into it so we can have an experience. Take a deep breath in. Let it out with a sigh. Deep breath in. Flutter your lips. One more breath in. And just release it, relaxed and out. Good. As we inhale, think about you're sucking through that straw through your nose. You might even hear a sound like the ocean. And when you exhale, open your mouth and let out like you're fogging a mirror. Let's do that one more time. Inhale through the nose, through the straw. Exhaling out the mouth, fog the mirror. Continue, inhale through the nose. The next time we breathe out, mouth is closed and still have that sound. Might sound like the ocean or Darth Vader breathing through his mask. Inhale. Exhale. So we're experimenting with how slow we can make the breath without trying to set world records or make it too forceful. Inhale. Exhale. If your breath count doesn't match mine, that's fine. You just continue to breathe with that noisy breath. Inhale. Exhale. Continue breathing on your own with that noisy breathing, that slight through the straw inhale. And when you exhale, like fogging a mirror with your mouth closed, loud enough that you can hear a sound, but not so loud that you're disturbing your neighbors. If the mind wanders, just bring it right back to the breath and that sound. The sound can help keep you present as well. When the breath is very quiet, it's hard not to disappear somewhere. We're staying focused on the breath. And see if you can find the lightness and the play in it. We'll take a few more breaths on our own, and then we'll join up again. After your next noisy breath, just allow the breath to be as it will. And often we notice and the experience even more when we take away the technique and watch the result in our bodies. Take about 30 seconds to just observe your body, your mind, your emotions. And you can slowly blink your eyes open without really focusing on what you're taking in, just seeing the colors and the light. And soon you could bring yourself back to present awareness. And even with the eyes open, you're still aware of this body sensation, this mind. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would love to hear what some of the viewers and fellow breathers, what your experience was from that breathing pattern, Ujjayi pranayama.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I never want to come back.
Yeah.
Let's go deeper.
Yeah. So this is kind of like we're doing the buffet a little bit, like, of course, like, why not stay? I actually think after your pranayama, it's nice to really experience for a while what's going on, and it might not all be like, you might watch something like this and see Brian all blissed out, and maybe you have a lot of thoughts or emotions came up, and that's also your experience, afterwards. So it's really interesting to see. Now, will that happen every time you do it? Will that go away? This is your self-exploration.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no specific, like some of the, many of the patterns that we do on Friday, kind of have specific effects. I mean, they certainly have other things that go with it, but there's usually a driving, here's what this does. That's not really the case with this one, is it?
I mean, we could say anything. We could say if you
I
eat
mean,
a
it's more kind
healthy,
of like
healthy.
exploratory than.
Yeah, I mean, I would say when we meter the breath and control it that way, we can slow it down. We can stay focused on it, concentrate, because when we just breathe quietly, like I said earlier, it's really like the mind can go somewhere. So almost like a preempt to meditation, we can give the mind something to do, breathe, and something to hear, the sound, and that can keep us present, as well as slowing the breath will always calm the nervous system, you know. So
So
yeah.
Alana says, I felt tension release and then moments of peace, bliss, and stillness after the waves of emotion. Yeah. Inga goes, wow, I feel like I just lost a puppy. Hey, I just want to say hey to Amber out there. Glad you're there. Oh yeah, Amber says super relaxed. So yeah, nice.
Yeah, good. When we're ready, I mean, we can have a little more discussion on it, but when we're ready, I want to have a pattern that's a little more alternative to that, a little more energized as far as the breathing pattern. But is there any other experiences anyone wants to share before we run ahead?
Diane says, Patty says, feeling safer. And Diane says, so much calmer. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
So also when we apply that breath, that contraction in our vocal folds and that, it is starting to strengthen the lungs and the bronchioles, because it's almost like they're pushing against something, you know, and that's a way to actually energize and strengthen the physical body as well as the energy body.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So
let's do another one.
Yes. So this one, and I like to give roadmaps. Now, our roadmaps are all going to be different. You know, like I might point out some things that might happen from my experience working with people over the years. This is usually what happens. It happens to me a lot. This is a more intense pattern. And I'll tell you how we're going to do it. We're going to take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. We're going to breathe into the middle, like halfway, and out the nose. We're going to go forcibly, short amount.
That's in through your nose and out through your mouth? Okay.
In through the nose, out through the mouth. That would be really hard to go, you know,
yeah,
like that.
I was going to go, no, I
don't know. So we're gonna do through in and out the nose. Now, granted, some of you, if you're congested and all, this might not be the breathing exercise for you, you know. But I will tell you what tends to happen mentally. You start on going in your mind, you might be like, okay, this is a little weird, but it's kind of forced. But at a certain point, you're kind of like, usually the mind will be like, I've kind of had enough of this. You're going to feel certain pressures, like the pressure of the abdominals tightening this, and like, it's going to feel like you just don't want to do much more. I'm going to encourage you to continue. Don't torture yourself. But I'm going to encourage you to continue. At a certain point, I'm going to go 10, 9, 8, 7. That's going to be our last like breath. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we'll take a full breath in, a full breath out, and then we'll observe.
This is a good one, man. Come on.
This guy. All right. So are you guys ready? Here we go. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Breathing halfway in and out through the nose forcibly. Keep going. You'll probably feel your abdominals tight, tight, tight. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, full breath in. Exhale, full breath out.
Holy crap.
Allow the breath to be as it will. Observe the sensations, the feeling. Know that you are safe.
I took a second to get focused on.
You can just allow the mind and body to be, or if you want, you can observe different aspects of the physical body and sensations you might feel. Observing the breath, observing the nature of the thoughts that come and go from the mind, the emotional body. Let's take 30 more seconds. If you drift away, I encourage you to just stay with awareness. Awareness of awareness. Maybe you're just the witness watching. And we're going to start to, let's rub our hands together as a transition. And when the hands are a little warm, you can cup them over your eyes and slowly allow your eyes to blink open behind them. And then you could release your hands down to your lap. This is called Bhastrika Pranayama, which is another translation is skull shining breath. So you can almost imagine this is like air blowing and shining that inner skull. But I'm curious what people's reaction was to that experience.
Well, yeah, Amber says snot everywhere.
Sure. One that probably start with a tissue nearby.
Yeah. And Linda asked, isn't this Kundalini?
Yeah. So what we try and categorize everything. Kundalini does do a lot of forceful breathing exercises. So all this, the Kundalini, even in the Kriya Yoga tradition I was in, there's a lot of emphasis on pranayama, but it was also, the idea is about to stimulate that Kundalini, that energy body, that circulation in order to clear passages and to raise consciousness. So I would say, yes, it's definitely in Kundalini practices. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So one thing about Kundalini yoga, this is not really ragging on, this is just saying my observation, not everyone's observation probably, but a lot of Kundalini yoga is very forceful. It's like, and there's a lot of stuff that's really blasting energy through. And for some people, that might be too much to start with, because when we blast through, if we're not balanced in our body and our minds, it can stir up a lot of stuff. It's like a cleansing crisis, and we might feel not really ready for that. I do know only one person who had a kind of Kundalini opening in a Kundalini class, and it kind of screwed her up. She was having tics constantly for months. I mean, it sounds funny. It's not, it's almost like Tourette's. Tourette's, it sounds funny. Fuck this shit, but it's not really funny, Emotional instability. This is going on months and months and months. And, that's a very difficult. In the Kriya Yoga tradition, Babaji's Kriya Yoga that I went through, they said they never had any students experience that because there was body work to help open up passages. There is pranayama work that was guided. How much do you do? Like someone like Brian, I know will be like, I'm going to do this for an hour straight and see what happens, but that might not be the best for a lot of us, because what they say the problems happen is when the Kundalini rises and opens, if there's any blockages, it's going to smash into that and cause some problems. So if your body is open, if your breath, is open and it's balanced, and our teacher would guide us at a certain point, okay, you can do more of these, they would limit us. Then, you can be a little more open to the flow without instruction.
So Alana said, lots of fire in my tension areas, shoulders and neck, and feeling very grounded in my body and charged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem this one's usually a little more like charging, just the forcefulness of it. Now, unlike the Osho's chaotic breathing, it's patterned though.
It took me a second to like click into that pattern though, man. I was like, yeah, I haven't done that one.
Yeah, so it's patterned. So because there's a structure that's slightly metronomic, if that's a word, metronomic, but it's like a metronome. I think there's a safety in structure as well versus it sounds like, oh my God, I'm all over. So it's chaotic or it's very forceful. It's going to stir things up. It's going to build that fire, heat. And it's also, then we see when we finish, it's the potential to feel energized or relaxed, a whole bunch of things. Yeah.
Nice. Well, listen, we're kind of like running a little long, but I don't know if you're up for one more. I would love to do one more, and then we'll get to the card and the angel readings right after that. All right,
sure.
If you're up for it. So stick around, everybody. Hey, what's up, Mr. Zen? Good to see you, man.
Oh, okay, fine. So let's see. We'll do one that's a little more mellow, and Brian has done this pattern, but we're actually, again, from the tradition that I like holding breaths. Like I like retaining, not like but retain. I like those. I like them. It really feels like for a moment, like silent and quiet. But in the tradition, for the most part, we did circular breathing. We didn't do the pauses. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine breathing with a focus and with a feeling. Now, the Heart Math Institute, if you don't know them, I would look them up. I think they're really interesting. And they talked a lot about
Heart Map Institute.
Heart math, like 2 plus 2 equals.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And I think they're really where sometimes metaphysics meets science, as far as, they really looked at stuff like heart rate variability. My understanding, it could be a little off, so don't shoot me, but it is that when our heart beats, it's not like a metronome. I'm very into the metronome today, that there'll be variations. Sometimes a little this, even if it's 60 beats a minute, it's not going to be perfect. And the variations, depending on this heart rate variability, can can indicate health and balance in the body. So they would say, someone cuts you off in traffic and you get all upset and worked up. You might be right, but it's killing you. It's not just killing them. And when your heart rate's variability is right, and certain things like gratitude helps put you in there and things like that, all of a sudden, physically, you're also going to be a lot healthier. So this is from them, but we, in the Kriya Yoga tradition, we called it Maitreya Pranayama, was a match breathing. So it'd be like this. We called it 2:020, 2020. To inhale, count, which just means double. 0 is the exhale, holds, no holds, and 2 exhale. So it basically, say if we're going to do 4 count, so we'll go 4, like I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4 will be our inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale. Now, Brian does something really nice with our group. He uses the word inhale or exhale as part of the count because it takes up time, right? So I'm just going to use that for a 1 count. So I'll go inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Each time I say inhale, that's what you do. Each time I say exhale, that's what you do. So we're going to match that. Now, when you get to the end, you're going to circular breathing. If you have more in you, don't worry, you're going to find it. I'm going to count roughly 1 a second. Boom, boom. And you could do, so since it's 2020, it means matched inhale, exhale. You could do 16 counts. You could do 8 counts, just your matching and circular. I'm going to add a few of the other elements after we start. Enough talk, right? We need to start. So let's take a deep cleansing breath in and a releasing breath out. Let's do one more of those. Inhale. And exhale. And we're going to begin. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continue on your own. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue breathing and counting. As you continue to count, we're going to imagine a green light at the heart center. You'll probably find that your counting could almost go in the background. And that focus on that green light at the heart. Can you do 2 things at once? The breath is matched, inhale and exhale. Focusing on the green light at the heart. Continue matched breathing and green light at the heart. Now I want you to visualize in your heart center something that brings you gratitude. Maybe it's your dog coming up to you and licking your face when you come home. Maybe it's looking into a partner's eyes and feeling truly seen. Maybe it's a piece of music that you dance to. Something that brings a smile to your face and a smile to your heart. We have the matched breathing. Focus on the heart and visualize this image inside your heart and allow the feeling of gratitude, thankfulness, smile in your body. The physical body is structurally breathing. The mental body is focusing on the heart center. The emotional body is feeling gratitude, stimulated by an anchor that only works for us, our special anchor into gratitude. See if you can hold on to all 3. You might be hearing in the background 1, 2, 3, 4. In a moment, we'll start to drop some of them, but see for a moment more if you could hold on to all 3. Counting, heart focus, gratitude. Use your anchor into gratitude. After the next exhale count, allow the breath to breathe regularly without control while staying with the heart center and the feeling of gratitude. And after another breath, allow the heart center to fade and just that feeling of gratitude through your whole body. Maybe you feel a tingling or an openness, an expansiveness. That the only prayer you're capable now is thank you. And slowly allow any focus on your anchor to dissipate and just feeling the sensations in your body, in your spirit of thank you, appreciation. Take another 20 seconds here. You could even let that go and just watch the body, mind, spirit. Bring one palm on the heart center and cover it with the other palm. And notice this mudra, what that feels like. An appreciation, a containment, a reminder that your heart is your center, is your power, is your connection, not only to others, but to gratitude, joy, love. You can slowly allow your eyes to blink open. And notice that even as you open your eyes, you're still carrying something, perhaps a fragrance of the beautiful incense of gratitude, breath, presence. I like to add the old releasing certain things at a time, so then we have less focus, more, and then soon it's just we're in that space. And to me, that's what meditation really is, more than focus on your third eye, focus on this. At a certain point, the technique either continues or doesn't, but that you're in that space.
In that space, that's exactly right. Glorious space, too.
Yeah.
Dude, that was amazing. Thank you.
Cool.
Gratitude, dude.
You're welcome. Yeah. So like Brian said, sometimes like some of the things that maybe most people need breathing, we need to do that. I tell that to clients that I work with physically. I go, know what you could do? Let's do 10 deep breaths together. And we do it at the end of a workout. And I go, I'd like you to do that once a day. You know what? For most people, that'll take a minute, maybe 2 minutes. And guess what? Practically no one does it,
Right.
Why? Because if I put it in the bottle and charge them $50, maybe they'd take it seriously, But that is probably for some of my clients and for some of us, that might be more useful than more pressure and more of this and more whatever than, for balance, for our peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, beyond words, thank you so much for sharing that. Like all three of those, really great, and definitely like reached everybody out there. So can't thank you enough for sharing your knowledge and your energy, man. Always a pleasure.
Right on. It was my pleasure to share with you all.
All right, so let's get to the readings. Jacob, could you bring up our card for the week, please, sir? Yeah, this card is over the top. The fact that like they materialized into these really specific people in the middle of this incense smoke just trips me out every single time. It's 35, the angel of reconciliation. Yes. So we are up to 35 weeks of the show, by the way. So kind of crazy. We're getting a little library built up here. You are offered the gift of wealth, abundance, and prosperity through your communication and organizational skills. You are beginning to feel secure, but you still feel slightly detached. Your life will seem to just turn around, and security will soon crown your efforts as your finances begin to prosper. You will soon be free from monetary concern. Oh, yeah. There will be gain in finance or position, a possible inheritance. You will know attainment, recognition, and a great feeling of security. Use the wealth of these resources to build lasting structures in the world. Make this a better place to live in by leaving something solid and tangible behind you. The gate has opened to the hidden experience in ordinary things. Like that's the real treasure right there. The gate has opened to the hidden treasures and hidden experiences and ordinary things so that you may recognize and appreciate the magic all around you. The angel has come disguised as a beggar or a traveler to test your virtues of hospitality and generosity, then leave a magical gift. By acting in a certain way, you create within yourself the ability to recognize and receive the blessings the world has to offer you. The everyday world contains a magic greater than any of us can see. The everyday world contains a magic greater than any of us can see. The magic is all around us. It is in nature and in the very fact that life exists. Know that you are manifesting your visions and graciously accept the rewards. Yeah. You know, I've noticed over the course of the weeks, as it happened with the tarot deck as well, the energy of the week kind of takes on that feeling of whatever the card for that week was. So, man, I wish blessings and blessings, and may that angel like just fill your life up with riches of every kind. Yeah.
I really like that it said about the magic in the world.
Yeah,
You know?
it is. It's there, but you can't. Well, it's not like it's easy to see and, until you start to focus on it, and then that becomes the only thing that you want, you know. But it's not always easy to get there. Yeah. All right. So, Amber, absolutely, we'll get you a reading. And Satya, would you like an angel card?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Let's do Diane first. All right, Diane, close your eyes, and in your mind, imagine us standing face to face, and we're looking in each other's eyes, and open up your energy for me. And if you have a specific question, really beam that hard, okay? And if not, we'll just get you some words of wisdom for the week. Focus. Words of wisdom for my friend Diane. Words of wisdom for my friend Diane. Words of wisdom for my friend Diane. Don't forget to add the juice. Yeah, listen, I can't get it in the light. The Angel of Healing, number 41. Angel of Mission. Yeah. This is a time of regeneration. Take a step back and connect to your meditative mind. Tonight's a really good start. Be flexible. Be committed to staying in balance, all four elements. Yeah. Yeah, that was the grounding we did tonight. Be in equilibrium mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Move through these complex obstacles and resolve them. Regain your footing. Regain your footing. Rest and make new plans. You'll have your dreams, but you must wait. I hate those capital letters because they're like really insistent. You must wait. There is change on the way. Be prepared and make your plans. Give yourself time, slowly. This situation is getting better. No rush, no haste. It is time to heal mentally, physically, and spiritually. Be bold and face the issues. Pay attention and tell the truth. Do not be concerned with the outcome, for it will unfold as it will. Live by your own code of harmony. A building is only as strong as its foundation. Is your confident mask suffocating you? Your response has been to isolate. You try to hide from the world rather than show your other side, or try to work with the people flattening. Oh, yeah. Flattening your emotional reactions and trying to hide them deep inside yourself. All right, Amber, we got you. You know the drill, girlfriend. Yeah, this is an easy one, isn't it? Focus hard. Focus hard. Words of wisdom from my friend Amber. Words of wisdom from my friend Amber. Words of wisdom from my friend Amber. Number 46. It's kind of curious the way these have kind of merged into, they relate to the person that's asking about it, but I keep getting comments like, oh man, all of those just sort of like spoke to me. Yeah, let's go back to that for just a second. Yeah, this would the angel of perceiver and revealer. This one is a pretty, kind of, will you zoom into the center of that a little bit on this one, Jacob? After being deeply hurt and healing, you face the real test. Can you accept an apology? Can you truly forgive and let go of the pain? Love with the trust and receptivity of a child, and out of this pleasurable experience, you will be regenerated and renewed. You will emanate that pleasure, and the feeling will be extended to everyone around you. Delays are only a test of your strength and will, which you already know. Be proactive, not reactive. Just be quiet, still, and center yourself within. When highly anticipated plans are delayed, see it as an opportunity, that it will be better next time. Accept the changes. You have been in a downward spiral too long. Refocus and move towards action. The future is shining brightly. You are living through the breakdown of a relationship which was based on one person protecting or teaching the other. Let go, experience your grief and heal. Cry and your light will shine again. Liberate your emotions and you will liberate your soul. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anyone else out there looking for the reading? Okay, absolutely, Alana. Focus hard. All right. Let me shuffle one more. Words of wisdom from my friend Alana. Words of wisdom. my friend Alana. Words of wisdom for my friend Alana. So out of focus. Number 53. The angel of spiritual communication. These cards are alive, man. I think that every time I see them. You have been under pressure and experienced many changes in your lifetime. You've taken on too many responsibilities and your creativity has taken a hit. You feel oppressed physically and mentally. Genuine change will seem impossible when your load of activities is too great. Stop being the savior of everyone else. Stop taking other people's projects and give back the ones you can. Scrape the built up ice off your windshield and take a good look at the world. Sometimes you take on other people's loads in order to avoid dealing with your own. Wow, yeah, me too. People pleasing is a rope that binds you. Do you want to be free to travel, to seek adventure and new involvements? People pleasing is a rope that binds you. Do you want to be free to travel, to seek adventure and new involvements, yet find yourself caught in an endless circle of responsibility, family, financially, work? You take on all the total weight of your relationships, leaving nothing for you. It's not your job to always smooth whatever problems, conflicts, or issues arrive. Stop struggling to keep a relationship going while the other person is not even aware of what's happening. All right. These guys are intense, man. They never let you off the hook. All right. Anybody else out there, Jacob?
Were you going to give me a reading, Brian?
That's what we're going to do right now.
Okay.
All right. Focus really hard. This will be easy. And again, if there's a specific thing you want, beam that to the exclusion of others. Words of wisdom for our good friend Satya. Words of wisdom for our good friend Satya. Words of wisdom for our good friend Satya. Oh, this is a good one. 24, the angel of protection. I feel like I'm on a drug trip after all of the breathing. The best kind, right? Yeah, in channeling those angels, that angel is a serious angel, man. Yeah, the picture really has a feeling. You're getting their attention, and the results are pouring in. A new relationship is possible. You've been asleep. Time to wake up to the world and all its opportunities. Always believe that there will be positive change. Stop worrying. New possibilities and opportunities will be offered. There are new relationships and new ideas waiting to be discovered. Trust and believe that your ideas are good and have a little more patience, and that book is going to sell like fucking gangbusters, man, when you put it out. When it looks like nothing is happening, get ready for an exciting surprise. Your enthusiasm will overflow your cup. Seize the opportunity and the moment, and you will know the joy of the best of both worlds. Ah, dude. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so we've gone way over. Time to pull down the blinds and shut it down for tonight, man. I would just be tickled for you to come on and let's do this again in the near future, man. Really, thank you with all of my heart. And I really want to plug your book. When's your book coming out?
I had a little setback. That's what I also kind of asked about in my reading. But I'm still hoping for the fall, for coming soon before the year ends. So.
Okay. Well, the second that comes out, man, come on here and we'll plug it as much as we possibly can.
Thank you.
Support you in any way possible. Thank you guys for coming and sharing sacred space with us and practice space. And please let me know, do you feel better now than you did when you showed up to the show? I would love if that were the case, man. And then I'd invite you back next week to share again. We'll have something to lift us all up. All right. So, by the way, hit that subscribe, hit that like button down there, and leave a comment down below if you would, please. I would appreciate it beyond words. Right. All right. With joy, immense gratitude, we close our circle for the evening. We send everyone on their way to their safe and happy place, brighter and full of joy than when they arrived tonight. We thank the angels with all our hearts for their wisdom, their truth, their guidance, love, and understanding. And to the source, we send our absolute gratitude, our unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to you. And with that, we close our circle till next week and be in the light.